So it's France versus Spain in the women's from the looks of things, and the French fighter immediately hits the ground. I'm not sure what's going on there on the stream, if you can see. Oh no, we're back to Quebec versus Mexico on the main stream. Very tactical fight so far.
Andrew's keeping himself centered in the ring, trying to control the fight.
The Mexican is very active. He's jumping around his opponent. He knows he's shorter and he's got a shorter weapon, so he needs to jump in there and get those quick combos away if he has hopes of scoring points over his opponent.
But the question is he going to use too much energy too quickly and tire himself out?
Absolutely, and it looks like we've got an armor fail again. Longsword is one of the hardest hitting categories. We saw poleaxe yesterday, but longsword is just as brutal. And back to Belgium versus England in the lower left list, which I hope the streamers will show you in a minute. Oh, no, we're still... So we've got fights going on in both rings at the same time, which might be a little bit hard for you folks at home to follow. We're totally on top of it, I can assure you, aren't we, Brendan?
We know exactly what's going on. We can see down into the list, and we're just trying to see what's going on in the live stream. We got, again, Belgium and England going into round 2.
Belgium and England looking pretty evenly matched. Both the English and the Belgian fighter scoring lots of those points on their thigh shots there and on the head. English fighter's probably a little bit more aggressive, with a little bit more aggressive stance.
They're both of similar stature, so there's not going to be much of a difference in reach. I think the Belgian might have a slight advantage in reach.
And back to the Quebec fight, I think obviously here the advantage is much more greater for the Quebec captain, and very strong team. This year you're going to be seeing them in the 5s later on today. So Lucas Coel probably not only has to fight the longsword, but also the 5s later on today. And Quebec versus Mexico, we are back on with a much more animated second round.
The Mexican is being very aggressive, trying to score points.
Yeah, he is in there. He wants to win this to start of the day. Mexican and Quebec flag bearers running around, having great banter between them. I do want to know what he's saying.
It's a bit back and forth in this fight. It's hard to see which hits are landing and which hits are being blocked.
For those of you just tuning in, we are watching the longsword, and which is one-on-ones which are scored on points. To score a point, you need to land a good blow on your opponent. What constitutes a good blow? Well, the marshals know.
Yeah, you have to hit with the edge of the blade and the right section of the blade as well, and there has to be power behind it. If it's just a little tap, that's not going to count.
We want to see these guys whack each other nice and clean with the blows being unblocked. And I saw a lot of hits in the middle of a round from the Mexican to the forearms, which are quite damaging body blows to the forearms there, because your arms stick out of your body, so they provide a nice and meaty target to hit. But obviously we do like to see hits to the head and the helmet, because
I think if we were all dressed the exact same, you'd lose some of the excitement and the colour here.
He certainly does provide a striking figure.
He stands out. He looks like a stormtrooper.
He does. Stormtrooper Harris. That's what he already has several nicknames. And we're back to the fight of Quebec versus Mexico, third round. So it is a very close fight, as we can see. Usually it's best of 3 rounds. So if the round goes to third round, it means the fighters either drew a round or won a round each. And again, Mexican very animated.
It's not quite as high intensity as the first round, I think, but this is very sapping. It's very tiring to fight at this speed and in these conditions and under all that armor.
It's a tough fight, and it's only the third 3 rounds of their pools. These opponents will fight each other. Mexico versus Quebec, round 4, I believe. Wow, this is a really close fight. We saw some fights go to round 4 yesterday too. It just shows you the caliber of fighters fighting here, that every minor advantage can lend you victory, otherwise it's a pretty close match. And then, yeah.
I think that might...
and Mexico wins! From Quebec. The smaller fighter just was more energetic and managed to get those extra points in.
It's a bit of a surprise to me, but